Kansas. Golden wheat fields as far as the eye can see. Home to wholesome, down-home, Midwest family values. Kansas stands as a beacon of faith and perseverance. Its deeply spiritual identity, rooted in the unyielding spirit of the covered wagon pioneers. These early settlers braved the untamed wilderness, guided by their unwavering belief in God and a vision of a better future. Strong work ethic. For generations, Kansans have embraced a life rooted in hard work, faith, and independence, cultivating not just crops but a deep connection to the land and their community. Agriculture remains a cornerstone, contributing billions to the economy annually. But Kansas boasts a significant workforce in manufacturing as well, with over 174,000 jobs in that sector. Traditionalist conservative. A spirit of patriotism and pride in American values. Honoring our veterans. President Dwight D. Eisenhower is a favorite son of Abilene, Kansas. Strong religious faith. Kansas is known for its strong religious roots, with 49% of adults identifying as evangelical Protestant and 96% of weekly churchgoers identifying as Christian. The state consistently ranks among the highest in church attendance nationwide, reflecting its deeply ingrained faith traditions. Traditionalist, but always open to new ideas and innovation in technology, particularly in the agricultural sector. Kansas science greats. The Sunflower State has a proud history of fostering scientific innovation and cultivating remarkable minds who have shaped the world. Jack Kilby is the inventor of the integrated circuit. Kilby was born in Great Bend, Kansas. His invention revolutionized modern technology and earned him the Nobel Prize in Physics in the year 2000. Clyde Tombaugh. While living in Kansas, Tombaugh discovered Pluto in 1930, marking a milestone in astronomy and solidifying his legacy in the study of celestial bodies. And of particular interest to viewers of this channel, one of the greatest female anthropologists in history was born and raised on a Kansas farm. Osa Johnson was an award-winning filmmaker. She traveled the world chronicling primitive populations such as the Pygmies in Africa and numerous isolated tribes in the Pacific Islands. There is an entire museum dedicated to her work in her hometown of Chanute, Kansas. While Kansas has a proud legacy of producing science luminaries who embody the state's traditional values, some science teachers take a different view. These educators take a provocative approach, oftentimes combined with a flamboyant style that aligns more with what many small town and rural Kansas refer to as Lawrence values. Kansas Reflector 2021. The college town of Lawrence welcomes liberalism, where people with money pretend to be hippies, a hotbed for liberal promotion in the state. Kansas science teacher, rebel with a cause. Isaac Russell is a celebrity science communicator on various social media platforms. He goes by the name of Zeke Darwin. Darwin has a heavy presence on TikTok with an impressive 27 million followers. On YouTube, his reach is far less, but still substantial at 12,000 subscribers. From his YouTube description, science teacher from Kansas, here to teach about evolution and the journey that made us, us. From archaeologypodcastnetwork.com, Isaac Russell is an 8th grade science teacher and TikTok personality. We delve into his early experiences growing up in small town Kansas. On the podcast, Russell said he first got interested in science by studying dinosaurs and reptiles as a child. Russell boasts 70 videos on YouTube. The vast majority are straightforward science topics related to biology and evolution. Russell has a playful, quirky mannerism and oftentimes takes on the role of a mad scientist, all in fun. Russell knows his subject matter quite well. Viewers of our Right-Anthro channel will find his straightforward evolution videos stimulating, informative, and enjoyable. But Russell often engages in political advocacy, particularly on his TikTok channel. And as we shall soon see, his politics are unabashedly to the left. Bolshevism. In a recent episode, the science teacher known online as Zeke Darwin sported a sweatshirt emblazoned with the phrase, American Bolshevik. Through further investigation, we discovered at least one other video in which Zeke Darwin is wearing the same sweatshirt. Soviet History Class 101. The Communist Revolution began in 1917 with the February Revolution in Petrograd, overthrowing Tsar Nicholas II. It was a brutally bloody affair. The Bolsheviks exiled Tsar Nicholas II and his family only to execute them in cold blood a year later in a secluded forest. Among the victims was Anastasia, the youngest daughter whose tragic end became shrouded in mystery and legend for generations. The Bolsheviks, led by Lenin, Trotsky, and Stalin, then seized power in the October Revolution. HistoryTools.org. The Soviet system, built on the foundations laid by the Bolsheviks, was marked by authoritarianism, repression, and human rights abuses. Continuing, millions of people suffered and died under Soviet rule, and the economic and social promises of the revolution went largely unfulfilled. Under Stalin's reign of terror, a staggering number of Russians vanished into the icy abyss of the Soviet gulags. Between 1929 and 1953, over 14 million people passed through this brutal system, with an estimated 1.5 million people perishing within its frozen grip. Historians generally agree that Stalin's brutal regime was responsible for the deaths of over 25 million people. Their deaths came from mass starvation, rampant disease, and brutal executions that swept through the Soviet Union under his iron-fisted rule. Communism in Kansas schools? Could it be that Kansas has its very own Bolshevik science teacher flying under the radar? Likely not. The 8th graders in Zeke Darwin's classes aren't being taught lessons from Marx or Lenin. During the 2000s and 2010s, it became a trend on college campuses to wear clothing such as a red t-shirt featuring the iconic image of Che Guevara. The most likely explanation is that this is just Zeke Darwin's way of trying to stay trendy and connect with the younger crowd by embracing what he sees as a popular fashion statement. Nonetheless, it reflects a serious lapse in judgment on his part. On TikTok, YouTube, and in interviews, Zeke Darwin has made some rather vicious remarks about the race realist community. Much like Russell's online buddy Erica at Gutsy Gibbon and others in the YouTube left-anthro crowd, we hear the typical accusations of racism and white supremacy against alt-anthros. Zeke Darwin has been so biting and nasty against alt-anthropology enthusiasts, you could practically fill an encyclopedia full with his foaming at the mouth, slobbering rants. We'll be dismantling the most contentious videos of the man who fashions himself as an American Bolshevik, Zeke Darwin, bit by bit in future episodes. Thanks for watching. A side note, we did try to reach out to Zeke Darwin to get a clarification of the sweatshirt, but alas, he has blocked us on Twitter. See you soon.